Welcome back to our channel. Today, we bring you the inspiring and thrilling story of Jason Statham, one of Hollywood's biggest action stars. He wasn't born into fame or fortune. His journey is one of hard work, struggle, and determination. From being a street performer and a diver to becoming a global action hero, Jason Statham's life story is truly remarkable. Let's dive into his incredible journey. Chapter 1. Humble Beginnings in England. Jason Statham was born on July 26, 1967, in Shirebrook, Derbyshire, England. His family wasn't wealthy, and life was far from easy. His father, Barry Statham, was a street vendor who sold cheap jewelry and knockoff perfumes on market stalls. His mother, Eileen, was a dancer. Growing up, Jason witnessed his father's constant struggle to earn a living. The streets were his classroom, and he quickly learned the art of negotiation and street hustling. His father taught him how to sell things to people, how to talk with confidence, and how to survive in a tough world. But Jason's interests extended beyond street smarts. From a young age, he had a natural love for sports. He was an active child, always moving, always trying new physical activities. Football, martial arts, and gymnastics were part of his daily life. However, the sport that truly captivated him was diving. At just 11 years old, Jason discovered his passion for high diving. He was fascinated by the precision, control, and strength it required. Unlike other kids his age who spent time playing video games or hanging out, Jason was training hard, pushing his limits every single day. His dedication didn't go unnoticed. He was soon selected to train as part of Britain's national diving squad. This was a prestigious achievement for a young boy from a working-class family. While his friends were chasing ordinary dreams, Jason was working toward becoming an Olympic athlete. For the next 10 years, Jason Statham lived the life of a dedicated athlete. He trained under some of the best coaches, refining his skills and perfecting his technique. His hard work paid off when he was selected to represent England in the 1990 Commonwealth Games. Despite his exceptional talent, Jason faced a harsh reality. Diving didn't pay the bills. Unlike footballers or tennis players, divers didn't have lucrative sponsorships or million-dollar contracts. It was a sport of passion, not wealth. As he grew older, Jason realized he had to make a tough choice: continue struggling as an athlete or find a new path that could offer him financial stability. Little did he know, his journey was about to take a completely unexpected turn. Chapter 2. The Life of a Struggling Athlete. Being a professional athlete requires discipline, resilience, and a strong mindset. Jason Statham had all of these qualities, but there was one thing missing: money. For over a decade, he dedicated his life to diving, representing England at major competitions. He trained tirelessly, pushing his body to its limits. But while Jason was passionate about the sport, it was becoming clear that he couldn't build a secure future with it. To survive, he took on various side jobs. Some of these included selling fake perfumes and watches on the streets, just like his father; working on market stalls, learning how to convince people to buy things they didn't really need; construction work, using his strength to earn daily wages; nightclub bouncer, where he learned how to handle difficult situations and deal with rowdy customers. These jobs were not glamorous, but they kept him afloat. He was living in a small apartment in London, trying to figure out what to do next. Despite his financial struggles, Jason never allowed himself to feel defeated. He had learned the value of hard work from his father. He believed that as long as he kept moving forward, an opportunity would come. Then, one day, fate stepped in. While training at a sports center, Jason was spotted by a modeling scout. His athletic build, rugged looks, and intense persona made him stand out from the crowd. The scout approached him with an offer to model for a clothing brand. At first, Jason was skeptical. Modeling? It wasn't something he had ever considered. But when he saw the paycheck, he knew he couldn't refuse. Soon, he found himself modeling for brands like French Connection, Tommy Hilfiger, Levi's. For the first time in his life, Jason was making real money. He appeared in print advertisements, commercials, and even walked on runways. But deep down, Jason knew modeling wasn't his final destination. He wasn't the kind of guy who enjoyed posing for the camera. He wanted something more thrilling, something that matched his tough, no-nonsense personality. Then his life changed forever when he met a man who would open the doors to Hollywood. Guy Ritchie. Chapter 3. A Chance Encounter with Fate. Jason Statham never dreamed of becoming an actor. He wasn't a theater kid, he didn't take drama classes, and he had no Hollywood connections. But sometimes, life takes unexpected turns. By the late 1990s, Jason was making a decent living as a model. He had worked with French Connection, Tommy Hilfiger, and Levi's, and his tough, street-smart look made him stand out in the fashion industry. However, modeling wasn't fulfilling for him. He didn't enjoy posing for the camera or walking the runway. It felt empty. Then fate intervened. Around this time, British filmmaker Guy Ritchie was working on a new crime film titled Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. The movie was about small-time criminals in London's underworld. Ritchie wanted the characters to feel real, authentic street hustlers who looked and talked like they actually lived that life. While searching for the perfect cast, Ritchie met a modeling agent who told him about Jason Statham. The agent explained that Jason wasn't just a model. He had real experience as a street hustler selling fake watches and perfumes. That immediately caught Ritchie's attention. Instead of a traditional audition, Ritchie tested Jason's street smarts. He handed Jason a bag of fake jewelry and said, "Sell me this." Without hesitation, Jason switched into hustle mode. He confidently pitched the fake jewelry, using charm, wit, and persuasion, just like he did on the streets years ago. Ritchie was blown away. Jason wasn't acting. He was being himself. That's exactly what Ritchie wanted for his film. He offered Jason the role of Bacon, one of the small-time crooks in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Jason accepted, not knowing that this small role would change his life forever. The breakthrough role. In 1998, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels was released, and it became an instant classic. The movie was a huge hit in the UK and quickly gained a cult following worldwide. Audiences loved the film's gritty style, fast-paced storytelling, and dark humor. But among the new actors, one man stood out, Jason Statham. Critics praised his natural screen presence. He wasn't trying too hard, he wasn't overacting, he was simply himself, and it worked. After the film's success, Guy Ritchie immediately cast him again in his next big project, Snatch 2000. This time, Jason played Turkish, a streetwise boxing promoter who gets caught up in a dangerous criminal scheme. The movie was another huge success, and Jason got to share the screen with Brad Pitt, Benicio del Toro, and Dennis Farina. With 2 hit movies under his belt, Jason Statham was no longer just a former diver, a struggling hustler, or a fashion model. He was now a serious actor. But despite his early success, he wasn't a Hollywood star yet. He needed one big break, a role that would define him and cement his status in the film industry. That break came in 2002, when he landed the lead role in The Transporter. And that's when everything changed. Chapter 4: The Rise to Fame. After Snatch, Jason Statham had made a name for himself in the British film industry. He was no longer just a former diver or a street hustler. He was an actor with real potential. But despite his success, he wasn't making millions, and he wasn't a Hollywood star yet. Then, in 2002, Jason got the opportunity that would change his career forever: a leading role in an action movie called The Transporter. The Transporter. A defining moment. Luc Besson, the famous French filmmaker behind Léon, The Professional, and The Fifth Element, was working on a new action film about a highly skilled driver who transports dangerous packages for criminals. The role required someone who could fight, drive, and look convincingly dangerous. Jason Statham was perfect for the part. But there was one problem. Jason had never done martial arts on screen before. He was athletic and had trained in various fighting styles growing up, but performing choreographed fight scenes for a movie was different. Determined to prove himself, Jason underwent intense training in kickboxing, Wing Chun, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He also trained in high-speed driving, learning to perform his own stunts behind the wheel. When The Transporter was released in 2002, it was a massive hit. Audiences loved Jason's intense performance, his incredible fight scenes, and the stylish action sequences. Unlike many actors, he insisted on doing most of his own stunts, which gave the movie a unique authenticity. The success of The Transporter turned Jason into a rising action star. Hollywood took notice, and suddenly Jason was getting offers for bigger roles. Building an action star reputation. After The Transporter, Jason continued to build his reputation with more action-packed movies. The Italian Job, 2003, he played Handsome Rob, a smooth-talking getaway driver alongside Mark Wahlberg and Charlize Theron. Cellular, 2004, he played the ruthless villain, showcasing his ability to play both heroes and bad guys. Transporter 2, 2005. The sequel to The Transporter was even more successful than the first. But Jason didn't want to be a one-dimensional action star. He wanted roles that pushed his limits. Then came Crank, 2006, one of the most insane action movies of the decade. Jason played Chev Chelios, a hitman who is poisoned and must keep his adrenaline levels high to stay alive. The film was wild, over-the-top, and full of non-stop action, and Jason's fearless performance made it a cult classic. Hollywood takes notice. By now, Jason had become one of the most bankable action stars. He had a unique style. He wasn't a traditional muscle-bound hero like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone. Instead, he was lean, fast, and incredibly skilled in hand-to-hand combat. This made him stand out. His roles became more prominent, and he starred in high-profile films like War, 2007, A Martial Arts Showdown with Jet Li, Death Race, 2008, a brutal high-octane racing movie, The Bank Job, 2008, a crime thriller that showed his acting range beyond action movies. Then, in 2010, Jason got a call from one of the biggest action movie legends of all time, Sylvester Stallone. Stallone was putting together a dream team of action stars for a new movie called The Expendables. He wanted Jason to be a part of it. The Expendables and Beyond the Expendables, 2010, was a love letter to classic action movies, featuring legends like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Jet Li, and Dolph Lundgren. Despite being surrounded by some of the biggest names in action movie history, Jason held his own. His role as Lee Christmas, a knife-wielding mercenary, became a fan favorite. The film was a massive success, leading to sequels in 2012, 2014, and 2023, further solidifying Jason's status as one of Hollywood's top action stars. But his biggest role was yet to come. In 2013, Jason was cast in Fast and Furious 6 as Deckard Shaw, a deadly assassin. His character was so well received that he became one of the main villains in Furious 7, 2015, before eventually joining the main crew in The Fate of the Furious, 2017. Jason had officially reached superstar status. His journey from a struggling street hustler to a global action icon was complete. But Jason wasn't done yet. Chapter 5: Becoming Hollywood's Action Icon. By the mid-2010s, Jason Statham had firmly established himself as a top-tier action star. His films were consistently successful, and his reputation for performing his own stunts made him stand out from other actors. But he wasn't satisfied with just being an action star. He wanted to keep pushing the boundaries of what he could do on screen. Joining the Fast and Furious franchise. One of Jason's biggest career moves was joining the Fast and Furious franchise. In 2013, he made a brief but unforgettable appearance in the post-credits scene of Fast and Furious 6, where he was revealed as Deckard Shaw, the vengeful brother of Owen Shaw. Then, in 2015, Jason became the main villain of Furious 7. His role as Deckard Shaw was brutal, intense, and full of high-energy fight scenes, particularly his battles with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Vin Diesel. The film was a massive success, grossing over $1.5 billion worldwide, making it one of the highest-grossing movies of all time. Fans loved Jason's character so much that he eventually transitioned from being a villain to an anti-hero. In The Fate of the Furious, 2017, Deckard Shaw teamed up with the Fast family, proving that even the most dangerous enemies could become allies. This transformation led to one of the biggest moments of his career, his own spin-off movie, Hobbs and Shaw, a box office success. In 2019, Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson starred in Fast and Furious Presents, Hobbs and Shaw, a spin-off focusing on their two characters. The film was a mix of high-speed chases, intense fight scenes, and hilarious banter between Statham and Johnson. It was a massive hit, grossing over $760 million worldwide. Jason had now gone from a supporting actor in Fast and Furious to one of its leading stars. Expanding his range. While Jason was best known for his action roles, he also wanted to show that he could do more than just fight scenes. In 2015, he starred in Spy, a comedy alongside Melissa McCarthy. He played a tough, over-the-top secret agent, but instead of being the usual action hero, his character was a parody of himself. The film was a huge success, and Jason's comedic performance surprised both fans and critics. This proved that Jason could be more than just an action star. He could make people laugh, too. Fighting against the Meg. In 2018, Jason starred in The Meg, a movie about a giant prehistoric shark. It was a mix of action, adventure, and thriller elements. And while it was different from his usual films, audiences loved it. The movie made over $530 million worldwide, proving that Jason's star power extended beyond action movies. The success of The Meg led to a sequel, Meg 2: The Trench, which was released in 2023. A legacy of hard work and dedication. Jason Statham had now become one of the most consistent and bankable action stars in Hollywood. Unlike many actors who rely on stunt doubles, Jason insisted on performing as many of his own stunts as possible. He trained tirelessly in martial arts, weightlifting, and extreme driving to make his action sequences feel real. This dedication earned him respect not just from fans, but also from fellow actors and stunt professionals. Even in his 50s, Jason Statham continued to be at the top of his game. He proved that success doesn't come from luck. It comes from hard work, discipline, and perseverance. Jason's journey from a street hustler to a Hollywood superstar is one of the most inspiring stories in the film industry. But what comes next for him? Chapter 6. The Legacy of Jason Statham. Jason Statham's journey from a working-class street hustler to a Hollywood action icon is nothing short of incredible. He has proven that success isn't about where you start. It's about hard work, resilience, and never giving up. Even though he is now in his 50s, Jason shows no signs of slowing down. His dedication to fitness, martial arts, and action-packed roles keeps him at the top of his game. The secrets behind his success. Jason Statham's career is built on several key principles. 1. Relentless hard work. Whether it was diving, hustling on the streets, or acting, Jason always put in the effort. He trained harder than anyone else and made sure he was ready for every challenge. 2. Authenticity. Unlike many action stars, Jason insisted on doing his own stunts. This made his movies feel real and intense, earning him respect from fans and filmmakers alike. 3. Versatility. While he became famous for action movies, Jason proved he could handle comedy, spy, thrillers, The Meg, and even anti-hero roles, Fast and Furious. 4. Never backing down. From struggling as a young diver to facing rejection in Hollywood, Jason never let failure stop him. He kept pushing forward until he made it. What's next for Jason Statham? As one of Hollywood's most bankable action stars, Jason has no shortage of opportunities. He continues to take on exciting roles, with upcoming movies in the Fast and Furious franchise, more action thrillers, and even new surprises in different genres. Despite his fame, Jason remains humble. He still trains daily, still performs his own stunts, and still lives by the same principles that got him here. A true inspiration. Jason Statham's story teaches us that success isn't given. It's earned. No matter where you come from, if you work hard, stay disciplined, and believe in yourself, you can achieve your dreams. His legacy isn't just about being a great actor. It's about showing the world that anything is possible with the right mindset. And that is why Jason Statham will always be remembered as one of the greatest action stars of all time. If you enjoyed this incredible journey of Jason Statham, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We bring you inspiring stories every day to help you stay motivated and improve your English. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. See you in the next video.